Give it up for Andy Herman. Keep it going for Andy.
Andrew Frank, yes. Initiate 5-minute timer. Begin with a quick impression of this is a UFO flying off the coast of Eugene, Oregon at night. Once again, a quick impression of a UFO flying off the coast of Eugene, Oregon at night. Let's do this for 5 minutes, okay? I'm sitting at the ATM, and the machine says to me, "Do you want to check your balance?" I said, "No, okay, all right." Thank you. Knew that joke would pay off. That's great. Better check the time. Now, the sun reminds me of something. 2 astronauts are standing on the surface of Mars, and one says to the other, "Long time no see." Thank you. Let's talk about space. I'd love to talk about space. Shit, did I forget my next joke? Damn it. Spacing out. I told my wife, "Honey, there's this huge area of space called Bawauchi's Void. There's nothing, absolutely nothing." She goes, "No matter." I just remember my other space joke. I just remembered it. All right, here we go. I said, "Honey, how do black holes get so heavy if they eat light?" And we were watching the news, and my wife said to me, "What do you think about the south border situation?" I said, "I don't know. I'm on the fence." She said, "Do you know that Nancy Pelosi fell down and fractured her leg?" I said, "That is breaking news." Scientists in Canada have successfully... I'll start over. Scientists in Canada have successfully 3D printed testicular cells. I'm looking at this, I go, that is nuts. So Vladimir Putin's in the news. Vladimir made a surprise appearance at a Moscow comedy club. He took the stage. He bombed. And my wife was steamed. She said, "Andy, they are trying to take away our First Amendment." I said, "You don't say." She said, "Andy, do you realize that per capita, there are more surveillance cameras in America than there are in China?" I said, "Or well." I'll finish with this. So I told my wife I had this weird dream, honey. She said, "Well, tell me about it." She likes to interpret my dreams for me. I said, "Well, I dreamt of this 4-story building. There's a comedy club on every floor. She burst out. I said, what are you laughing about? She said, it's just funny on so many levels. A smattering of applause. Thank you, Becky. So I'm standing at the ATM, and the machine asked me, do you want to check your balance? I said, okay, all right. It was rather undignified, but... So my wife, she asked me, Andy, how many barber shops are in Seattle, Washington? I said, how many barber shops in Seattle? Well, off the top of my head, I'd say, that's the end of the joke. I cut that one short, I'm sorry. It's just my style. Let's keep going. All right. I told my wife this morning, I think I'm losing my memory. She said, forget about it. My wife felt very hot. She wanted me to take a piece of paper, wave it in her face like this. I told her, I'm not a fan. My wife's in bed last night. This time she's cold. She said, Andy, I'm taking all the covers. I said, that is a blanket statement. Better check the time here. I said, Andy, you are so average. I said, that is mean. To hold that face long enough. Is that right? I said, Andy, I've decided to get a facelift. I said, that'll raise some eyebrows. Thank you. I told my wife, honey, I was hungry. I just consumed that entire box of family-sized Fruit Loops. She said, that is surreal. Well, she said that RFK and Jr., though, wants to eliminate all the artificial dyes, so your Fruit Loops are going to be like gray. I said, yes, RFK Jr. does not want to die. Thank you. My wife said to me, Andy, you never know. I said, okay, well, if it's true that I never know, how do you know that? Thank you. Well, I said, Andy, there is a huge pyramid at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. I said, it is deep. I can't fathom that. Let's keep going, all right. Now, I can't remember that joke. Let's skip to the next one. I can't remember that one. Or that one. Let's go to number 12, all right. So my wife said, Andy, when are you going to vacuum the house? I said, honey, nature abhors a vacuum. That joke sucked, I'm sorry. My wife showed me our sewer bill, $130. I said, this shit is expensive. That joke stinks, I'm sorry. How much time I have left? Look at a few more jokes here. Okay. I wanted to go to a plumbing school for a while, but that was just a pipe dream. I went to college for a while. I studied ancient Greece. I worked in the kitchen. Worked in a nursing home for a while. That got old. Wife and I were watching the news. She said, "What do you think about the south border situation?" I said, "I don't know. I'm on the fence." She said, "ICE agents are being spotted everywhere. People are afraid to go to work." I said, "Yes. ICE must be blocked. ICE must be crushed." Got carried away there, sorry. Time for one more news story. What's a good one? Yes, a weird science. Weird science. Scientists have successfully infused the human language gene into the DNA of rats. One of the rats finally got pissed off. He said, "Hey, don't put words in my mouth." I'm stopping right there. Good night.
Great job, Andy. Way to go, Andy.